Two things I want to talk about today, and I want to make sure we have some time to answer your questions. Of course, if you have any question on any topic, make sure you comment below with these questions. I'll be doing a Q&A at the end, like in a few minutes. Two things I want to talk about first. The first is travel, and the second one is consistency in trading. So, okay, we have an error here. That's fine. So first things first, travel. I was asked today on social media by someone, how did I find life with like no traveling these days? I've not been traveling for like over 2 months, so I've been traveling a little bit, but I've been mainly in Bangkok and actually in Thailand for the last 2 months, and that's been fun. Although for me it's a big it's like a big lifestyle change. The fact that some people now don't go to work and they're used to going to work. I don't travel and I'm used to travel, so that's something different. It's not something like that. That's a big deal. You can always like survive with that, but like it's still like a pretty big like lifestyle change. So you gotta get used to it for sure. One thing I've noticed is that the ideas are not the same. Uh, on the side of like the execution, it's much better though. Like you're better apt to execute. I'm more prepared. I feel I'm more like in the zone in the game sometimes. But when it comes to ideas, that's different. So something you have to kind of work on and change a little bit, but it's still kind of fun overall. And for sure, when it's all over and like things are getting back to normal, I'll be traveling for sure. Like that's inevitable. As soon as things are back to normal, I'll be flying somewhere for sure. So one thing I noticed is that this is a big like quite a bit of an issue if you are a tourist. So like for now here in Thailand, I'm a tourist, right? So I don't have a visa to stay here for a long time. Actually, my visa expired before that. So that means that you kind of have to go to and try to find a way to renew your visa. And usually after one time you renew, then you can't stay here anymore. So you have to go out. But now all the borders are closed pretty much. So you have to kind of find a way, like go through that mess and try to renew the visa and find ways to be able to stay here and not have to go out because you cannot go out anyway. And they have some things around that for sure, some ways to make it work. It's just a bit of trouble. It's just something you have to kind of go through, and it takes a lot of time. So 2 weeks ago, I went to immigration and I had to go 2 times. I had to go to the embassy first, then the immigration, and that was just like a long line and a lot of people there. So not something you want to do all the time. It takes a lot of time, but in these situations, like you don't have the choice, so you have to do it. So a bit of more trouble for me in that case, but it's still kind of fun overall. And travel, I miss it for sure, but I'll get back to it pretty soon. I'm sure. I want to see. So we have people in the chat I want to say hi to. Cass, what's up? It's been a while. We met in Mexico, I remember. It's been a long time. Gerald, welcome. JJ, awesome, welcome. And Adman, perfect. Awesome, welcome, guys. Good. So the other thing is, and by the way, once again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll be getting to those fairly shortly. Okay, if you want to look at trades, you can do that. I've not been super active this week because I was busy with like plenty of like things to fix and stuff with like immigration and things, but I still took a few trades. We can go over that if you want. If not in the chat for sure. Okay, second thing is consistency. All right, and I hope this is gonna be a good reminder for you, or maybe not for you, because I know you guys like Gerald, Scott, you guys are pretty top notch. But for people that are not there yet, they're not training like profitably or full time. This is a really good reminder. So I had this conversation with someone on Facebook recently, and the guy was saying, "So how do I become consistently profitable?" Like that was his biggest challenge, to be able to become to become profitable consistently. That was the goal, and that's a goal that a lot of people have for sure, right? And it kind of makes sense. Now, that's one of the aspect where, like, how you do one thing is how you do everything, and you've heard that before for sure. We said that like a thousand of times before on the channel. It's nothing new, right? But people still miss out on that, especially now, like when they're at home, everything is like calm, like fairly calm, like not calm in the sense of like things around are calm, but things in the house might be more calm. You don't have to go to work, less commuting, things of the sort. People tend to kind of calm down and not do as much as before. They tend to be less motivated to work out. For me, it's different. For me, I'm even more motivated. But for some people, it's different, right? They find it hard, especially if they're not used to it. And so the thing that they do on a daily basis, I kind of slip up a little bit, and that's not good, right? So this guy, I ended up telling him like, well, so like how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? And look at how consistent you are in your habits and what you do, and then check out if that reflects the results you want to get, right? And then he asked me a few questions. So I was like, okay, let's just do a call. Let's schedule a call in the next few days, and we'll get on the call something to figure this out and talk about like what you got to work on. And so we scheduled that call. I tell him the time and everything. That was like earlier today, and the guy didn't show up on the call. All right, and so how do you expect to get big result and consistent result if you aren't even able to be consistent in what you do in your actions? Doesn't make any sense, right? You got to be at the same level that you want to get your results. Like if you act like a broke person but you want to get like millionaire result, then that doesn't work. But if you act like a millionaire, then you'll get millionaire result. It's all there is to it. And so you got to look at how you do things. How are your habits? Are your habits consistent or not? And for me, what I've noticed in the past is that like when I have times where I don't do things right, or my habits kind of slip, I forget some things, or I don't follow like my daily routine, then my results suffer a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. But I think I've got to this point where the results don't change too much, but they could. Like if you do things like really bad, they could change, right? And they could like not go well. So you really want to have a look at what you do on a daily basis. Does that reflect how you should like the result you want to get? Does your action reflect the income you want to have? And if no, then it's a pretty big kind of um, sign that you have to change some things and that you have to work on some things, right? So that's the basic thing. That's the basic message. And so it's just like for sure people don't show for calls. They say they're going to do something, they don't do it. Of course, they won't get result. It's just normal. It's part of it. But if you are consistent and if you are doing the right things and if you are doing the right habits, if you invest in yourself too, that's a big part that we sometimes don't talk about too much here. I don't want to promote my academy too much, but I know for a fact that some people need it, and that's why I have to kind of push it sometimes. But if you have to invest in yourself, then do it. But that's not the only thing, right? And people say, well, like, I bought this course and now I'm going to be successful. No, right? Because you got to put in the right actions. I know plenty of people that joined my academy in the past and they paid like the cheap price we had back then because we had a few less things, but they logged in one or two times and then they didn't get any result. Then now they complain on YouTube. Oh, you didn't help me. You didn't do that. Oh, you didn't teach me this. Well, it's on the academy. You just didn't follow the course. You logged in like once or two or twice, and you didn't do anything. Never contacted us. Never sent us your assignment. How do you expect to succeed? How do you expect to get consistent result? And of course they don't, right? So you gotta look at what you do, and I think now is the best time to do that because you have like plenty of time to do it, and you have the opportunity to work hard and be like consistent and have the right habits and be top notch, but you also have the ability to be like really like crappy and bad and not do shit with your day. So it's a perfect time. It's just the toughest time because it's like you have both extremes. Does that make sense? I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. So you can have a look at this here quickly. We have Lucian joining us. What's up, Lucian? Finance manager says, "What is your setup and time frame? Do you trade?" We'll get to that just shortly. I'll show you a few trades with you very soon. Good morning, Yad Forest. Welcome. Appreciate. Francis says, "Did you get the Bonjour reversal on JPUSD this week? You can close to 3R. I've not been trading that much this week. I've been trading different things because the Bonjour reversals don't work too well for this market condition. I shared that like 2 weeks ago in a live video, so you should watch it maybe before. But yeah, I'm trading like a variance of that, so I'll share with you today if you want to go through that, no problem. Cash says, would you consider a strategy with backlisted result of around 45% win rate with a 2R gonna trade live? Okay, I had this question today. It's funny, it's so strange. Very similar question. The guy was asking. So I have a 40% win rate, and I have a 2-to-1 on my trades. Is that enough to trade live? Well, 40% is a little bit low. Like usually when we go to when we look at 2-to-1 over to risk, because if you have 33%, basically you break even, right? So we look at least like 40% minimum win rate, ideally toward 50, right? So if you can have like 48, that's good. 45 would be fine. You can always trade that, and then you just like readjust over time. Yeah, but I would like to make sure that this 45% win rate is on a large number of trades. Because if you have like a 20 trades or even 100 trades, that's not enough. You cannot like because you're gonna have variance when you trade that live. And if it's 45% now, it might be like sometimes 35, sometimes like 60, right? And so you gotta think of that first, and you gotta look at what's your biggest drawdown and how you can avoid that, perhaps, or can you sustain that kind of drawdown? Okay, but that's a good start, Cast. You just have to kind of go a little bit deeper and check that out. But otherwise, you could trade live and then you adjust over time. That's totally fun. Okay, perfect. Um, Amirat says, how do you find investors start trading larger capital? I saw that on the 5%ers. 5%ers are good. They're a good platform. They have some fairly easy to meet criteria. We have a few people in the academy that trade with them, and they're okay. They have less limitations. They do have a higher fee than some prop firms, but they're still good. So you gotta think about what prop firm fits best your objective and your current trading, then go with that. But they are a good fit. Um, Regarding to how to get investors, I've done a whole playlist on that. Um, by the way, I think I want to I think I want to show this to you guys because it's something that is so underrated on YouTube. Okay, something that people like no one I've seen does except myself, apparently. And this is gonna help you like if you want to get like really good result from my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll show you something. So let me share my screen over here. You guys can see my screen, perfect. Let me know if you can't. We'll just go there. Okay, so here I go on my YouTube channel, and this was like the goal with this that I had was to be able to create like a course online, like a step-by-step process, a course that people can go through if they don't want to pay for anything. Like let's say you just start, you just want to get some traction, and you know, or maybe you're not sure about our academy, you just want to get some like things, you want to kind of get some results first, and you should get results first before you join the academy for sure. I really believe that. Like the goal of this channel is to be able to get you result before you pay for anything else. So here you go to this is my channel, right? You recognize it, I guess. And then you go to playlist. Okay. Wait for this to load. My internet's been really crappy this past few days. I don't know why. Okay, I like videos. You don't have to look at that. That's fine. Then you go here to create playlist. Okay, I think you should still need that pretty much. So here you go. Tap on create playlist or click on that, and then here are all the playlists on different topics. And this is, by the way, massive. This is something that like if you spend your time, if you want to like learn one topic, go through that, pick the right topic, learn it, and man, you get like really good result. Okay, because you're gonna get like all the videos on the topic. Now you go down. Okay, and here are all playlists on different topics. Journaling techniques if you want to learn how to journal. Okay, these are broker reviews about Rwanda specifically. We have another one that's more general. Here are prop firm for Forex traders. You can look at all the reviews of prop firm I've done in the past. All here. Series with Pepperstone, series with Makoltama. Okay, this is countries, chart patterns, trading for a living, and these are different countries. Here are the broker reviews. Algorithmic trading playlist. It's all there. Or Academy, the result that they get is all here. My trading journey is all here. Okay, I could do this like forever, but here's a really good one. Actually, it's not this one. There's one that is called trading. Wait, it's gonna have to do a quick research here. Trading for others, I believe. No. Trading professionally. No. Jeez. We'll find it. We'll find it. It's called How to Manage Money for Other People, something of the sort. Here you go. Perfect. This one. This is a playlist that I've been like compiling and putting together for a long time. It combines all the resources you need to be able to trade for investors. Okay, so in that we teach you about how to trade for others and find investors. Here you go, video on that. Get more capital with Axis Select. How to make $4,000 per month with math. Trading for other people. Ray Barras, really good trader, really good hedge fund manager, I should say. Steve Patterson interviewed these people. You can just watch that. It's gonna give you a big advantage on a lot of people, because most people don't watch that, and even beyond that, most people don't go through these playlists, which I've compiled. Spent a lot of time doing that. And here's one with my Kotama we've done last week. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here you can look at for sure. How much return investors ask for, you can watch that. How to get your risk management in place to be able to trade for investors. There's a lot you can do here. Okay, this guy here, you might have watched this before. Felix Hartman's been able to raise 10 millions. How he did that? You got all of this here. Okay, so that just shows that there's no excuse for not getting result, and or for not learning the right things, because you have all there. Okay, maybe you've not seen that before, but that's something that you can use and yeah, make the most of, because it's free. It's on YouTube. It's gonna be there forever probably, and why not, right? So let me just go back to the question we had. That's it for finding capital. Okay, awesome. One of the most common advice you get from those traders you made interviews with. That's what we compile with our series on motivation from traders. We compile that there. But one of the common advice we get from traders, right, is first of all, everyone's different. So figure out what works for you. And then one of my favorite is you got to surround yourself with the right people that will push you to succeed. It's a solution, by the way. And trading style, they're all different, right? So there's no one trading style like do that and you'll succeed. It's all different. And then think about, well, you gotta manage your money right. You gotta build your mindset, and that's it. Keep things simple. Okay, those are all common advice we hear all the time, but there's a lot of them. There's not like one advice that will change everything. So just keep that in mind. Show us your Lamborghini. I don't have one. I invest my money instead of spending it on things like that. It's just different. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Cass says around 500 trades on this thing. That's good. That's a good number. Perfect. What do you think about FTMO? FTMO is good too. It's a good platform. Many of our students also trade there. And I just got an email from a guy saying he got successful there from the YouTube channel, which is awesome. So that's great. What thoughts about the option broker FX Primus? I've never heard of them. I don't know. Yes, trading other people's money with Michael Tama. It's there on the playlist. It's a different one. I changed the title because the title was wrong before. Okay, perfect. Yeah, check out those playlists. These are really good playlists. Okay. Okay, now we get to the point where I want to share with you guys the trade that I took. Let me just find my charts. Okay, and I've shared these strategies before. It's nothing new. You might be new here. That's fine. We'll go to that anyway. If you are not new, then you know what I'm talking about. But as you know, my main strategy, my core strategy, which you can learn on the website that I have, is oxtrade.com. And the main strategy that I trade now is a little bit different than the main one I have most of the time. Okay, because now the market is different. Trends tend to happen a little bit more. So I'll share with you how that works, and I'll share actually two trades for now. Okay, and this is my video that I've done 2 weeks ago or so, a live video about how to trade in the market crash. Okay, this is the same thing that I've done for the past 2 weeks. Okay, exact same principle. Okay, so first we'll go through a trade that I've taken the past week that ended up breaking even, I believe. Okay, so here we are on EuroGBP. Okay, this is a forward chart. I'll go on a daily chart just to make things more simple. And what you'll see is that on the daily chart, right, we had this move up, big move up, and then we came back down. And that right here is kind of like first that would have been like a really good pullback. So we pull back there, then we go back up. That would have been like really, really good. But it's not what happened. Like we just stay there, we started to go sideways. And then over time that sideways market kind of broke. Okay. So here we had this small sideways range, and we broke out of that. And that was a really good place to look for trend trades, because trend now in this market work in general really well. So that's what you want to look for, of course, not look for like anything else. So basically here there was many places to enter the market. What I do is by the way, I coded this indicator recently, okay, that I use. It's kind of a modified engulfing candle indicator. So I look for like a few more rules to identify my engulfing candles. But that's something that I spent like a few days coding this week. and it works really well. It's easy to spot, and that's really cool. Okay, and we might make this available in the academy fairly soon, when it's like all tuned in and all perfect. So okay, so our principle is we want to enter the market on engulfing candles. Okay, we have a few more rules, a few more criteria. These have to be the strong candles, not the weak ones. But it's still the core principle of it. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll look for these candles, and we have one here. After we break out of the range, that's a good sign. You can enter here if you want. I didn't get that one, so I believe I entered one here. Or here, this one here, I think. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's like pretty much the same thing. But let's just say we enter here. Yeah, why not? Okay. So basically, what we do is this is a really simple strategy. There's no indicator. Okay, forget the Monger band. We don't need that. I just like to see it in my chart. It just helps me figure out where we are in the market. But we don't even need that if you don't want to have it. Okay, that's totally fine. So basically, we enter below the low of the candlestick. Right there. And then stop loss above the high. Okay, now you could do here above the candlestick, or you could do here, this one. My main strategy that I use myself is I put it beyond the heavily engulfing. So in that case, we'll probably even stepped out. Okay, and that's not a trade that I took, but that would have been an example of trade. Okay, and then we target. So for this strategy, I don't have any target. I go with basically, I can add more position over time, or I can move my stop loss, and actually I kind of do both. So I'll show that a little bit later. So second trade is now we look for auto engulfing candles. We want to make sure these candles are in the same direction of the trend. Trend is downward, or we broke down, so we look for trades to the downside, so bearish trades. And we have another one here, another engulfing candle. So we would enter below, stop loss above the high. Okay, and basically, so our rules for moving the stop loss is we have to make a new low, and then we have to make a lower high, all right, because we're in a downtrend. So let's just illustrate this here. So let's say we have this candle here. Okay, then that's not a good candle, but let's say we enter here. Then we want to have a move to a low. Oops. Okay. So we want to have a low, and then we want to have a lower high. That's the high, and then a lower low. Okay. And from here, what we'll do is we'll move a stop loss to beyond the high. So like here. Okay. And we just do that every time. Every time the market moves, makes a new lower high, then lower low, we move a stop loss. It's easy, right? In that case, it's not so good, but in most cases, it's gonna give you like really long trades, and that's good. Okay. So the way it's gonna work is, see here. Basically, we didn't do much here. Okay, that was a break-even trade, I think. So price goes down, right after winter. This is our low. It goes back up, then makes a low. We move a stop loss here. Okay, and then comes back there, and we get stopped out. Okay, either here or here. So that was a really good trade. Okay, I think we did go a little bit lower after that. Actually, no, we're like still there. But the cool thing about this, like, even though we're stopped out because the market doesn't do anything. The market is like not conducive to our trades, and we don't want to be in the trade in that case. There's no reason to be in the trade because the market is doing nothing. Right? The market is like ranging and it's wasting our time. So we might as well get out. And in fact, we got out. We didn't lose as much money because we were always almost at break even. So that's still like pretty good, right? That still makes sense. So that's something that we can do in that case. About like a small loss, tiny loss, but at least we didn't waste our time because the market now has been for, since this is 10 and this is the first, for 9 days it's been doing nothing. All right, so that's what happened on that trade. And we'll take another example here. Euro AUD. I've got two more, so we can go through these two examples. And I'm just gonna have a look at the chat quickly, just to make sure everything is fine. Perfect. Okay, awesome. If you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm watching this on my other screen. Okay, we have a few topics we'll cover after. Perfect, guys. Keep going with the questions. Let's go. So I just got a bunch of alerts on my watch. Let me see. GPG Okay, perfect. So basically, I get these alerts from my Algo on my watch or my phone. It's pretty useful for possible trades. Okay, so Euro AUD, awesome. Same principle here. Okay, the same principle applies. So in that case, it's a little bit different, but let's just go with that. Actually, I couldn't because I want to be sure about the trade. Okay, what I'll do is and let's see if I'm connected to my account. No, it's gonna be easier. Okay. I'll go on Euro AUD on my broker charts, Owenda, because that way I can see the trade that I've put there before. So just so we don't get confused or anything, it's gonna be easier. Okay. Awesome. So this is a daily chart. I typically don't trade that on a daily chart, but it's good for the context. So we have this sideways market right here. Then we have a big up move, right? And then we go up more even after that. Then we come crashing here, sideways market there, and then we crash more. So what kind of market phase are we in? Downtrend. Okay, it's quite simple, very simple. So we go on lower time frame to trade that. I look in this case at the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart, not 30-minute chart, which I do in my kind of live trading on my auto strategy, because now it's not really conducive for that, and I didn't test it in these conditions. So okay, so what we do is we do the same thing as before. We look for engulfing candlesticks in the trend, and basically there was one here which I should have taken, one here too. Okay, these were still like in the sideways market. This one could have been a good one. So, but that was at 1 a.m. This is not too bad. Okay, it's not too bad. I could have cut that. I didn't cut it. So this is like, of course, manual trading. That's with Algo. So I didn't catch that one. But basically, let's say we're starting here. Okay, we're sitting off in candle here with the trend. Of course, we have more rules to the script as I said. But anyway, enter below here. Stop loss above the high. And then what we do is we're gonna trade our stop loss like we did before. Let me just move the microphone here. It's a bit in my way. Okay. So now what we do is we wait for the same rule as before to move our stop loss. Same thing I explained before. So we're gonna move in time. Okay, we'll make this low, we make this high, we go down. So now we can move our stop loss here. We'll be pretty much break even at this point. Okay. Move the stop loss. Let's say we put it here. Okay, that's fine. Pretty much break even. Now we go down more. Oops. Okay, go down more. And then here we're getting a different setup. Okay, the same setup, but like a different one. So engulfing candle again. And this is where I entered the market. Now you can enter both. That's totally fine. Okay, that's perfect. I entered this one only because I only caught this one. Didn't catch this one here before. This one happened today actually. So today, what am I saying? Yeah, yesterday. The days go like crazy so fast when you're sitting at home all the time and stuff. It's insane. Okay. Actually, that might have been today, my time. It's just like Canada time here. That's why it's kind of messy. But you enter after the engulfing candle below, supposed to be high. Okay. And now that price made this low here, this high, came back down. If we had this first trade here, we could move our stop loss from there all the way to here, where our stop loss for our second position is. Okay. So now we have two trades on this. We have one that we've entered here. Now it's like stop loss is there. And we have another one we enter here and stop loss is there. Okay. And we'll trade our stop loss like as long as this continues. Could be a while, could be fairly short. We don't know. We never know. But that's like the way to do it, in my opinion, in this market. Okay, because we have long trends and we want to make the most of it. Like why not? So that's the principle here. So this trade that we took, the first one, right? That would be a compared to our initial risk. Our risk was here. That would be around like 2.2. Okay, it's not too bad, right? But we're break even now, so at least we're safe. And we probably got like at least a 1-to-1 here at break even. That's good. You never want to move your stop loss backward. You always move it forward. So like lower in this case, and that can give you like some really really good trades. Okay. Third example is in principle, and if yes, no, of course, if you have any question in the chat, I'll look at them just before, just after. Same example here, USD SJD, and why didn't I put this in my? Maybe I'll have to find it back, but I know it's a good trade here. Okay, let me just check parameters of that trade on my phone, and that's what we can know. So I prefer to have the exact numbers and the exact trade as opposed to just like a random thing here, because it's just better for you guys. Okay, so while I'm looking at that trade, I'll just go through a few questions for you guys that you had in the chat. Let's just do that. Perfect. So, what is your profit share split? Yeah. What is your profit share split with your investors? It depends, and we covered that in the video from last week that I've done with Michael Tama. It's in the playlist that I showed you before. You can check it out. We talk about this like in many videos before. Advice on developing algorithm, get the good programmer or coder. That's what I do. I don't code everything myself. I code like minimum when I can and when I want, but otherwise I just have a coder doing it for me, and he's working with us in the academy. So that's really a big help. What do you think about supply and demand in the technical analysis? I don't really do that. Supply and demand is a topic that I'm not familiar with, and so I would prefer to leave it to people that actually like that and prefer to trade with that. Okay. How long did you take to achieve consistency and become profitable, become a full-time trader? Well, it's two different things. Consistency took me about 3-4 years, and trading full-time took me, getting to full-time took me about 5 years. And I've done that in other videos too. I explained the whole process, so I won't go there now. But that's pretty much the point. So going from not consistent to consistent doesn't take much time as long as you put in the right effort, and that's what people like I've shared in the beginning of the video. But and then getting from I think profitable to full time, that's a hard challenge. That's the toughest one because you gotta find a way to get the right money and everything around, and that's tough sometimes. So I was a little bit lucky in that case, but actually no, it wasn't luck. It was like hard work and getting out there. But yeah, so you can look at the video on that if you want after, no problem, and you'll learn everything there. Perfect. So yeah, I like the question. Adnan says, "What is this? What is the systematic workflow of quitting your job and trade full time?" I cannot explain this now. It's like a thing that I want to make sure you have like all the tools to be equipped with. But I've done a like kind of like a webinar on that a few weeks ago. I think I want to do it again like in 1 week or two. So just because people need that stuff, they need the process. I think to be able to go full time, and I want to share with you like exactly step by step what you gotta work on, what you gotta do. So I'll probably take as an action step for myself to do a webinar in the coming week, and that way I can teach you like everything in depth and all like step by step, so you are able to actually do it and not just like get a few tips here on YouTube. Now you better, but basically you have to plan things right. You gotta get the right capital, get the calculation on that, how to get the right money. Then you gotta work on your strategies, work on your mindset, set your goals, and that's kind of how it goes. But just like saying that here is not enough. I want to make sure you have like all the information you need to get there. So I could do that in the next few weeks. I'll try to do that. Okay, so we should get back to the trade that I talked about before. This trade was on USD SGD. It's a pair that I like to trade. For some reason, I didn't put there. And it means that I didn't even put in my journal, which is not good. I should do that like soon, just after the video. Basically, for you guys that don't know, my journal is like something like this, where I put all my trades. Okay, so going on here, I only have Euro AUD. I had a bad losing trade last week. This is the one that I showed. No, this is another one. 30-minute chart. It's different. But I put my trades there. This is only since like we begin to trade since the market crash. So I've not took that many, but the one that I took were like pretty good. Okay, these are all the good winning trades here. And if you want to learn that process of putting your trades in trade all that thing, I have a video on that too. Type in trading journal desire to trade, you'll find it there fairly easily on YouTube. Okay, not this one. Let's get back to it. Cool. So the trade that I'm seeing here on my smartphone, it's been entered at 1.41219. So 1 point, and that's probably a forward chart because the stop loss is no stop loss only 43 pips. Okay. Yeah, 1 hour chart probably. Okay. So it's probably not that one. 1.41219. Actually, no, it's a forward chart. I remember now. Okay, let's get back to it. Forward chart trade. So it must have been this one here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the strike that's been taken recently. So basically, and how come is it only 43 pip? That's crazy. This is okay. I'm trying to use my platform here on my phone, which I'm not familiar with. Okay, it should be around like yeah, something like that. From here, 41.2 to 41.7. Yeah, okay, it's 50 pip or so. Okay, that's fine. It's surprising for a forward chart, but anyway, okay. Compared to like these candlesticks here, which are not that big before, these are pretty normal candlesticks. So now we're getting like smaller. All right. So same principle, right? We have this downtrend. Well, we'll go in the bigger time frame, a daily chart. We have this range here before. Okay, up move, came back to retest, up again, came back down. Here's like a pullback, right? But then we came back up, failed a pullback, we're going lower. So we're starting to see a decline in that case because we break the low here. Okay, now we're lower. So that's the sign that we'll go more to the downside, pretty much on that pair. And so the principle is the same as always. You could have entered here if you wanted. Semi golden candle. I didn't enter there. I entered here. This one was okay. Could have entered this, but I didn't spot this one. I spot on this one. And the thing, especially with the 1 hour chart, this is a 4 hour, but especially with the 1 hour chart, I don't look at my chart like 24/7. I look at my charts like a few times a day. If I catch a trade, I take it. If I don't, then I don't, and that's it. Okay. It's not a big deal. So enter below the low. Stop loss above the high, and then we just like trail like we've done before, the same principle. In that case, like we have nothing to do because it's like a new trade, and like a new trade, nothing happened. It's fresh, so we'll just have to wait on this pair and see what happened. Okay, so nothing to kind of go into and share about here. No excitement. It's boring. It's just a trade setup you enter here, but at least you know what I've entered now. So um, if I share this trade back again like a few days and it's closed, and you'll know like where I took it and everything. So that's about it for these. Okay. Someone mentioned Euro NZD in the chat, which is a pair like you can see here that I don't trade. My backtesting results were quite bad on that, so I don't trade that now. But maybe in the future I can like look at it again and stuff, but not much. Let's see how JPUSD is going. Someone was talking about the Benjamin reversal there. My primary setup. It might have worked. Like I told you, it's a pair that kind of like this is a good pair for the strategy. Just the market timing now is not so good, so you could trade that if you want, but I prefer to stay away a little bit and not trade that. So I don't see this up here, not yet. That's always a 1 hour chart. Yeah, I don't see a setup here on GPUSD unless you go on lower time frame, like 30-minute chart. But other than that, my strategy has no setup there for some reason. So you can share with me in the chat what were the parameters for this trade on GPUZ, but I don't see it. So let's go back to the chat. Answer the questions. Um, so let's go backward. Blair says, is there a minimum relative risk you always go for? It depends on the strategy, what you trade. So for the Bone Universal, I do 1 and 3 to 1. And that works fine. But for this strategy that I show you now, it's like a trailing, so it's not the same. If I trade breakout, I tend to do 1 to 1 or 2 to 1, depending on how big the range is. So it varies. You gotta find what works best for every strategy, I think. And even if you want to go beyond that, like even maybe every pair, that can vary too. But I don't go that far. It's a bit crazy. So, um, what percentage you risk per trade again depends per strategy and the market conditions. So right now I'm only risking 0.5% per trade, which is like half of the regular one. Usually it's like around 1%. So it varies. You gotta adjust that for yourself. One out of all things you can recommend for all traders. There's just one thing you can recommend. Like surround yourself with the right people. I think is the biggest one. Find people that find it embarrassing to be where you are, and that for them they do a lot more, and then you'll be able to kind of catch them up over time and get to their levels. Whether that's like traders, business people, anything, it doesn't matter. Aquarius says, my question is, what a risk point really means and how can we understand it correctly? Um, can you give us an example on a 1 key account to make it simple? I guess risk point is what the risk per trade. I guess so. Aquarius could summarize this or define this here. What is the risk point? But if it's just like a so the risk per trade, let's you go for like 1%, right? That's $10 on a 1K account. So if you take two trades, like I do sometimes, divide that by two, then you make sure that your stop loss equals that. And for this, you can go online, you can find a calculator. You search for like, I don't know, stop loss calculator. You'll find something, and you can figure this out. It's very simple. Do you have a pip range you consider on every position you open? No, it just varies. I don't look at the number of pips. Yeah, so I don't look at any number of pips. I just like enter trades when they, as long as it's not like too small or too tight on a pair, then that's fine. I still take the trade, and I basically look for fixed reward to risk. So no like ATR or anything of the sort. Naomi says, I lose money always. I wait too long to get into a trade. How can I deal with fear? Well, that's when you have to look at your personality. What is your personality like? And for some people, what I've seen is like people that fall into they fall into categories. One is like they enter trades too fast, they're too impulsive, and two is they're too cautious. Now, which one do you have, and how can you deal with it? That's what you have to figure out. For me, for example, I'm too cautious. That might be the case for Naomi. That's my biggest my biggest weakness, and so that's something that you cannot really like overcome forever. But you got to find a way to deal with it, basically. So what I found is for me, checklists work really well. When I have to enter a trade, if I don't have a checklist and rules to enter it, I'm gonna say, oh, it doesn't fit. I'll skip it. But that's not good, right? So, because if you do that forever, you're gonna miss your trades. So, for me, having a checklist and step-by-step processes help me a lot. If it matches the checklist, then I take the trade, no question. And if it doesn't, then I don't. And it's simple. As long as you're like really systematic and you have a checklist to follow, then you don't have any issue with fear or entering your trades or anything. So that for me solved everything. But for you, it might be different. Like you gotta figure this out. Maybe talk to your coach if you have a coach, and find ways to deal with that effectively. I think that's the biggest thing. Normally I hear that a lot and chat with traders and professional traders. Okay. Blair says there's a good app called Stinu. I've never heard of it, but it says you can calculate your risk per trade. That's good. If that works, then that's fine. Or just go on Google and search for a risk per trade calculator or something. You'll find it there. It's easy. It's everywhere. What are your thoughts on manual algo trading? That pretty much summarize the two extremes. But kind of what I do in my regular trading is I combine both manual and algorithmic trading. So I look at this all manually, but then the trades are taken and managed with an algo. So um, that works well, right? That I think is the best of both worlds. You don't have to go all in one, only algo, only manual. You can do both, right? And in some market condition like now, it's better to actually maybe trade manual and stop the algo for a while. So that's what I did. I stopped my algo. I went manual for like the next I don't know, a few months, or we'll see what happened with that. Of course, I take less trades, right? Because the algo takes trade 24/7 or 24/5. I'm not there 24/5 to take trades. I'm not sleeping here on my computer, so I take less trades, but it's probably better, right? In this condition, at least. So that's the principle. What time frame are you trading now with the COVID-19 crisis? As the time frame change a little bit. So before I was testing basically the 30-minute chart as a testing chart for fun to look at the result, and I'll do a video soon about like the result of that. But for now, I'm doing forward 1 hour chart like I've done before. Same principle. Blair says a guest that Etienne had a while ago was Randy Howell. Yeah, Randy was there like recently, actually, like 2 weeks ago or something. Again, the second time. Yeah, it was a really good one. So thank you, Blair. I appreciate it for promoting my interviews. Rara says, "Oh my God, it's live. I love your interviews with Jeremy Newsom. How to motivate yourself to achieve training for a living." Yeah, this one was a good one. I have a bad habit, which is over trading. Any tips to avoid this? Yeah, we just talked about this like 2 minutes ago. So some people they tend to skip trades. They tend to be fearful. Some people they enter too many trades. They tend to be too impulsive. And like for me, I said that I had an issue with entering trades. I was too cautious, right? So I've dealt with this with checklists and processes and systems, and that works really well. People that are like too impulsive, what helps them a lot is like something I call the discipline tracker. We have this in the academy. It's a one sheet where before every trade you gotta like fill in the sheet. It doesn't work like for sure super well for scalpers, but if you are trading normal time frames, then you can still use it. And basically, you fill that out before every trade. Enter your trade. What's your thought? What's your process? How disciplined are you with that trade? And you can do this with like yourself on a sheet of paper if you want to. If you don't want to have the this template, but we have a template for that. And just fill this in, and then if it fits your criteria, enter the trade. If it doesn't, skip it. That's it. Okay. And that kind of force people to stop because sometimes like they have emotion. Oh, I need to enter it. I need to take a trade now, and they have these emotions, and because of that they enter trades. But if you stop yourself, then your emotions they disappear. Okay, and you can be more clear about your decision on the trade. So that helps people a lot. At the beginning, I stick to my plan. Yeah, exactly. Malay says, please make a video about weekly chart time frame. I don't like to trade that much. I've never really traded that much, so I'm not the best at that. But you can check out Nick Mencino from Forex for Noobs. Okay, he's on YouTube. I've done interviews with him before, and so either him or Rob Colville from The Lazy Trader. They're both trading on weekly time frame. They can help you out with that for sure. Awesome. Thank you very much. Perfect. Of course, thank you. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so Steno is the app from Urban Forex. Thank you, Stefan. Appreciate it. Awesome. So yeah, if you want to use an app, that's fine. You just go online, type in um, risk per trade calculator or pip size per calculator. It's totally fine. You can find this online. Okay. So guys, I want to remind you if you like this video so far, please give it a like. It helps a lot to be able to like reach more people, and that's my goal to be able to help people as much as I can. So that's super appreciated. Give it a like. Also, I have a link below if you want to check out our case study, where I kind of give some value about things that I work on and things that helped me a lot in the past. Like we talked about before, the common tips of profitable traders or professional traders. That case study below in the description covers that. So if you want to learn like the non-BS things that we help people, you can check this out. And if you're already there, then you don't have to do that, but you can check it out if you want. And if you want to apply to our academy, you have a link there from the case study to be able to apply. And we might do a call. Okay, now I do a lot less calls because I just want to be like focused on trading a little bit more. And I found like people that I talk to these days are like really not committed, really not motivated. And if that's the case, then don't apply. But if you want like take the next level with us, then that's a good step. Okay. Champion Trader asks how to be consistent, profitable. We've just talked about that like in the beginning of this live video. I talked about exactly that. So you can go back and watch that. That's going to be a good thing. Or check out my videos on the channel. Okay. Yeah, if you go and type in consistent desire to trade, you'll find something for sure. No doubt. Okay. Blair asks, have you got a Telegram chat group only for our trading assistant? So we have this trading assistant tool that sends trades, but not to talk. So just using it to be efficient and to get alerts from my trades, basically. Yeah. Kinto says he's looking for a way to get market replay on his MT4 platform. You simply have to get a software or a plugin called Soft 4FX. So Soft number 4FX. I have a video on that if you want. You can type in that on YouTube. You'll find my video for sure. It's one of the top one, the most well ranked video, and that's gonna allow you to kind of go back in time on MT4, take your trades, and get the stats and the result at the end. That's super useful, and it's pretty cheap too. So I highly recommend that, and I use that myself all the time. Archer from Sydney, welcome. I appreciate it. It's been a long time we talk. Yeah. Do you use indicators? If any, which one? We've covered before in the chart that I've shared with you. I use Bollinger sometimes, depending on the trade. I use RSI sometimes, depending on the trade. Other than that, just price action. So or indicators that I called myself too. So that's about it for indicators. Alright guys, so I appreciate you once again. I'm gonna have to close it down for today, but I appreciate your help and your support. Give a like to the video if you liked it today, and comment below what you thought if you're watching the replay. Okay, that means a lot. And check out the link in the description for the case study. I think I've been working to kind of share some lessons I've got, and you can apply that to your academy if you want. If not, that's totally fine. I appreciate you anyway. And yeah, keep watching the videos. I'll do my best to help you out. If I can help you in any way, let me know. I'll be happy to help, and I'll catch you here pretty soon. Some people talk about here programming language. We just use MQL4, and my trading results come from both algo and discretionary. Okay, as I said, I trade algo most of the time and discretionary when I have to. So it depends. And I don't trade news. Alright, guys, so I appreciate you, and I'll catch you pretty soon. Ciao.